Her sister took her boyfriend, but that wasn't the end of the story. Emily and Grace were sisters, just 1 year apart. They grew up doing everything together, sharing clothes, secrets, birthdays, even best friends. Their parents always said, "You two are like one heart into bodies." And for a long time, that was true. Emily was the older one, calm, caring, and quiet. Grace was wild, playful, and full of charm. Wherever they went, Grace stole the spotlight, but Emily didn't mind. She loved her sister too much to feel jealous. Then came Ryan. He was Emily's classmate at college. Smart, kind, and soft-spoken. He helped her with assignments, made her laugh during stressful days, and slowly, they grew close. After months of friendship, Ryan asked Emily to be his girlfriend, and she said yes. Emily was overjoyed. Ryan was her first real love. She told Grace everything. How he looked at her, what he said, what they talked about. Grace would smile and say, "That's so sweet, Em." Emily thought her sister was happy for her, but slowly, things started to change. Ryan stopped texting as often. He canceled plans. He seemed distracted, distant, cold. Emily didn't understand why. She asked, "Is something wrong?" Ryan always said, "Just busy." And then the truth came out, not from Ryan, but from Grace herself. One evening, Emily walked into the kitchen and saw Grace on the phone. Her voice was soft, giggling, and flirty. Emily paused. Grace looked up, startled, then quickly hung up. "Who was that?" Emily asked. "No one," Grace replied, too quickly. But Emily knew. Her heart dropped. Something didn't feel right. Later that night, she checked Ryan's social media and saw a new photo. A blurry picture of someone who looked like Grace sitting next to him. The caption read, "New chapter, new smile." Emily felt sick. Her hands shook. She texted Ryan, "We need to talk." He replied after an hour, "I'm sorry, Emily. Things changed. I didn't plan for this. Please don't hate me." Her heart broke. She ran to Grace's room and said, "Tell me the truth." Grace looked guilty. She whispered, "I didn't mean for it to happen, Em. We just connected. It started with a few texts. I didn't want to hurt you." Emily stood there, frozen, her eyes filled with tears. "You took the only person I trusted with my heart, and you were my sister." Grace cried too, but the damage was done. The house that once felt warm suddenly felt cold and full of silence. Emily stopped talking to both Ryan and Grace. She moved into a friend's apartment and took time off school. Her heart felt heavy every minute of the day. She didn't eat much, didn't sleep well, and didn't trust anyone anymore. People around her said, "You'll heal with time." But Emily didn't want time. She wanted peace. She wanted answers. Most of all, she wanted to forget the pain. One day, while walking alone in the park, she saw a little girl feeding birds. The child looked up and smiled at her. That small moment brought something back, a tiny light inside Emily. She realized she didn't want to live in sadness forever. She signed up for a writing class. It had always been her secret passion. At first, her words were filled with tears and pain. But the more she wrote, the more she let go. She turned her heartbreak into powerful stories. Soon, her teacher noticed her talent. "You write with so much emotion," he said. "You should consider publishing." Emily smiled for the first time in weeks. She didn't know it yet, but her pain was turning into purpose. Months passed. Emily moved on. She published her first short story collection titled After the Storm. It was raw, real, and full of truth. People connected with her words. The book spread quickly online. Readers sent her messages. Your story feels like mine. I cried reading this. Thank you for writing what I couldn't say. Emily felt alive again, not because of Ryan, not because of revenge, but because she had found her voice. One day, she got a call from a publishing house. We want to sign a deal with you, they said. Her book was going to be in stores across the country. She was stunned, overjoyed, and proud. Meanwhile, Grace and Ryan's relationship began to fall apart. Ryan wasn't as sweet anymore. He didn't show up for plans. Grace cried in her room alone, realizing the boy she thought she stole wasn't worth losing her sister for. Emily didn't care anymore. She was busy flying to cities for book signings, giving interviews, and helping young women share their stories. She had become someone stronger, someone unstoppable. But then, one day, she received a letter from Grace. Grace's letter was written in shaky handwriting. It began, Emily, I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I want to tell you everything. In the letter, Grace admitted she had always been jealous of Emily, her calmness, her kindness, her heart. When Ryan came along, she felt ignored. She wanted to feel special too, even if it meant hurting the one person who loved her the most. I didn't just take your boyfriend, she wrote. I broke your heart, and I've hated myself every day since. Ryan left me 2 months ago. He said he never loved either of us. I lost him, but more painfully, I lost you. At the end of the letter, Grace begged for a chance to make things right. If you ever want to talk again, I'll be waiting. Emily read the letter quietly, her eyes filled with tears, but not anger, sadness. She had moved on, built a new life, but deep down, she missed her sister. Not the one who betrayed her, but the one who used to braid her hair, hug her during storms, and laugh under blankets. She held the letter close to her chest and thought about what to do next. Emily walked through the old neighborhood one day. The air smelled like memories. She passed her childhood home and saw Grace sitting on the porch, looking down at her hands. Grace looked up, shocked, then stood. Emily said nothing at first. They just stood there, two sisters, both changed, both scarred. Finally, Emily whispered, I read your letter. Grace nodded slowly. I'm sorry, she said with trembling lips. I know that doesn't fix anything. Emily replied, no, it doesn't. But I forgive you, not for you, for me. Because I don't want to carry that pain anymore. Grace burst into tears and hugged her tightly. They cried together like they once did when they were young. From that day on, they didn't go back to being best friends overnight. But they talked again, slowly, carefully, truthfully. Because sometimes the people who hurt us the most are the ones we still carry in our hearts. And in the end, Emily didn't lose her story. She rewrote it.